Hello everyone, and today is Awareness Day 6. So it's Sunday today, and I wanted to just take this into another step of awareness and talk about jealousy today, because it's one of those topics that people don't like talking about. It's one of those subject that people always seem to talk about it as if it happened to somebody else, but not to them. And it's so important to become aware of that, because again, like everything else, when you become aware of something, you can deal with that in such a more positive way. So that's what I wanted to talk to you about today. Now, I'm not too sure what's happening with the light. I'm still in my office, and there is no field or anything. I don't use any of that, but I think it's quite bright out there, so it looks like I've got big light on me. So I'm sorry for what effect it has. But anyway, so jealousy. The thing is that everybody has felt jealousy in their life, and sometimes it's so it can feel so destroying, like soul destroying, when we feel jealous, when we feel envy, even though it's a little bit different, envy and jealousy. And what I'm talking about is, so it's that feeling that we see somebody else either having something, being something, or doing something that we want for ourselves. And when people usually have this feeling of jealousy, they use it in a negative way, because jealousy does not produce a very positive feeling in ourselves, a positive outcome, right? Usually people who are jealous, they will gossip, they will criticize, they will judge. They transform that feeling of jealousy into something that is not really very pleasant for ourselves. And in order to deal with that, what happens is that it's almost like we turn it around. We deal with that in a way that is not helping the other person, and it's definitely not serving us. So 2 years ago, I think episode 3 of my podcast, Free to Be You by Ruiz, is all about jealousy. And it's, I talked about it in length there. I would definitely recommend for you to go and listen to that, because what I wanted to do was to turn that around into a really super positive outcome. And I believe that I did. I know it's helped a lot of people. So I would like you to go and listen to that. But what I wanted to do today, it was just to bring that into that awareness series here. Because when we think about jealousy, it is negative. We want something. But becoming aware of that is understanding that there is something there that triggers something in us, that feeling of wanting that, or pretending that we don't really care. We criticize, we judge. What we need to do is understand, is ask ourselves, what is going on here? What is making me react like that? And what we can do then is do something about it, is get that and turn it around. What can I do? Is it something that I want for myself? In that case, okay, I can give myself that opportunity. Is it something that now is making me feel that I'm not quite worthy, that I'm not good enough? That what is it that it's triggering? And then we need to deal with that, because if we don't feel good enough, that is our perception. It's not the reality. It really isn't. If you want something that somebody else has, then for one, well, okay, give that to yourself then. If it's something that we feel we can't really have, but we don't want them to have, that's really not serving us either. One thing I say in that episode, if I remember well, because I do talk about this with clients, with people who are feeling they're not good enough and things like this come up, is that sometimes that is done to us. People, they gossip about us, they criticize us, they judge us for what we do, what we have, who we are, and they come from that place of jealousy. One thing that I say is please do not give in to them. It's not your job to make them feel better. It's not your job to stop yourself from having what you want to have, from being who you are or who you want to be, so that somebody else feels better because they have issues. They have to deal with that. They have to heal from that, because do you know what? Today it's you, tomorrow it could be somebody else, and the day after is somebody else, and it will go on and on and on. It is not our job to make others happy, because one day they'll be happy and they'll demand something from you. Tomorrow they'll demand something else. So that is so important, that if you are the target of that, don't give in to that. Don't, because you're not helping them. Helping them would be to say, okay, what about you doing it then? What about you being that? Because, you know, sometimes what happens is that in any case, what happens, we feel that way, not because we, we can't do it, but we think that we might want that. We might want what that person has because of the attention they have. We might believe that that's for us because there is something missing somewhere. I'm not saying there's something missing in our life, but something is missing. We need to deal with that. And the reality sometimes is that we don't really want that. You know, we can give it to ourselves. We can try to, if it's okay, you study for that, you might get that certification, or you can make so much money and buy that car, for instance, and then you're not going to be happy with it anyway. So we need to understand what is making us feel that way. Instead of allowing jealousy to keep us prisoner somewhere, if it happens to us, we really need to make it work for us. Jealousy is from that vibration of ego. It's that scarcity, it's that lack. You can't have that. What is it? Why should they have it and what not you? And it's from you listening to ego. Ego is telling you of fear and lack. You're not good enough. You can't have that. Look at them. They're more popular than you, or they're richer than you, or they're more successful than you. If you start on that path, listening to ego, it's a downward spiral. What you need to do then is that, okay, I've heard you. I'm now feeling that jealousy. I've heard you. I've heard that voice. But instead of going down with that voice, you just bring love into the equation. You bring love. And you say, please meditate over that. Please, universe. Please, God. Please, love. Tell me about it. Tell me, what do I need to know about this? It's very painful. The problem is that it's very painful. It's very painful to be there and ask ourselves those difficult questions. That's why people don't do it. That's why it's so much easier to criticize than it is to look at our own demons, to look at our own situation, and whatever comes up. It's more difficult to look at that than to focus on somebody else's, what we then perceive as fault or whatever it is. But you are unique. You are worthy. You came here for your purpose. There is no need to feel jealous. But we all do that because of what we have lived, some of those experiences of not feeling good enough, of wanting the attention, wanting to be loved, wanting to be accepted. That's what happens. So this is what I wanted to bring today, is that please, there is no need for you to suffer in that situation. I have seen, and I still see, so many people stuck there. And I've been stuck there. Sometimes it's been the other way around. Sometimes I've been so annoyed at people who copy what I've been doing, who want to be like this. And I've been in that place of being so annoyed. And so, I reached out and said, what is it that you want? What is it that you want for yourself? And we've got to stop feeling also that, oh my gosh, there isn't enough for everybody. So if they're going to copy me, if they're going to do what I do and want to be like this, and I'm not going to be able to do it for myself properly. And it's not like that, but it's so much easier to heal, to help another person heal, and to heal ourselves, of course, than just being stuck there. Because the problem is, if we don't heal, and it could come up more often than once, but if we don't start listening to that voice and understanding that this jealousy comes up for some reason, and challenging it, coming from the other place and saying, okay, love, universe, what do I need to do here? It means that if we don't do that, next time it happens, we are going to feel more and more of that pain. The pain is right inside of you. It's deep, it's so deep, which is why people judge and criticize and do what they do, because they don't want to get in touch with that pain. But the best thing is just to give it to the universe. Give it to God. Give it to love. Give it to love. Because you can have, you can be, you can do anything that you want. You came here to live your purpose. You came here to be you. There is no need for jealousy. And, as I say, go and listen to episode 3 of my podcast, where I actually talk a lot more, and I give more examples, I give more I think I give some ways of dealing with that. So that's what I wanted to bring you today on Awareness Day 6. I hope again that it's brought some awareness to you, at least maybe opening the conversation there with yourself. And remember, I want to leave you with a really positive note here. Remember, you are fantastic. You are the essence of love. You are worthy. You came here as this unique being. So go and be that person. Connect with that love that is within you and your higher self, your higher being. Go and connect. And have a lovely evening. It's the end of the weekend anyway in London. So have a lovely evening. And I will be back tomorrow. But again, I would love for you to put a like or to share with somebody who might need to hear this. And get on the e-letters that I send every week for even more information, more coaching, more exercises if you want to. And I hope that I will see you tomorrow for Awareness Day 7. But until then, I'm sending you lots and lots of love.